that have been brought forward, and let's take it to the next level. Let's not just talk shop and end it here. Let's actually move on to the next step.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Michael from Philips Consulting. I just want to add a voice to what has been said so far. I am a physician by training, but I worked as a manager in the HM before, and currently I find myself in consulting industry. I want to say that I think one of the major problems for the health sector is that the health sector in Nigeria is one of the most poorly regulated industry. We know that Nigerians most times need to be whipped into line before we do the right thing, with due respect. So we discover that most industries that are doing very well, that are bankable, they are bankable because they are well regulated. For example, so I would say that I'm happy the government the healthcare leaders in government are here. One of the first things we need to do to get it right in the health sector is we need to improve our regulatory framework. A farmer, for example, needs to be doing what a farmer is supposed to be doing. Any child needs to be doing what any child is supposed to be doing. For example, in the banks, you have board evaluation, you have corporate governance assessment. These are things that make the banks to do the right things. But in the health sector, it's practically non-existent. So I want to challenge the healthcare leaders in government that we need to be more open doing in terms of playing out the regulator's role in the industry, for the industry to really move forward. We need to make sure there's good corporate governance framework, we do board evaluations, we do so many other things that other sectors are doing that are making those sectors to be the pride of most banks. Because the truth is, no bank is going to invest their money where there's so much uncertainty, there's no regulation. So that's number 1 point. Number 2 is that there's nothing wrong if, as a doctor, as a physician, you don't have the business skills, you cannot understand a statement of account, you don't know anything about management. I think, again, the health sector organization needs to embrace engaging consulting firms. Now, you may say, oh, this is marketing. No, it is not. I want to say that one of the secrets of most other industries is that where they know they do not know, they admit and they engage someone in the name of a consultant to help them do an organizational assessment, to do organizational transformation, to do evaluations, to do market research, to do studies, and implement. For example, there's a bank now, we used to know the bank as an old school bank in the past, but they've done a wide organizational transformation that they are one of the leading banks in Nigeria. So I think these 2 points, one is strengthening the regulatory framework in the healthcare sector, and also engaging consulting firms, or having a strategy department. If you don't want to engage a consulting firm, having a strategy unit. I think physicians and the healthcare sector leaders need to be more strategic in their thinking. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
2 quick questions. Do you provide offtake agreements? If so, what are the mechanisms to actually, as an insurer, to provide offtake agreements to possible service providers? Number 2, to the bankers, she's addressed an issue. You've been talking a lot about brownfield projects. What about greenfield? How do you de-risk a greenfield, possibly a new venture?
Thank you. 2 questions. Please take note. We'll require responses from you.
My name is Juwan Alabi. I'm a medical director and I'm the CEO of South Shore Women's Clinic, VIA. I think, apart from Dr. Ajayi, I think that I'll say that in my journey so far, I have come across everybody on the table, from the insurance to the bank. So I started as a doctor and I started a business, so I have no business skill. And it was a one-man business, but it has grown. So I have developed my skill in business. And I'm, I think my banks are slightly happy. My challenges are to the bank. So I want to grow now to a big business. And I need money, I need funds. But the problem is that when I approach the bank, they do not see my vision. I have audited books, but they do not see my vision. My vision is bigger than what the book says. And the second thing is that I go back to the HMO, and the HMO is wanting to pay me. So I don't want to use Mansard figures, but you want to pay me something that would not allow me to pay the money I borrowed from the bank. So I think we haven't really talked. I think we're just starting to talk. We need to sit down and really talk, because one, you want to be able to provide affordable, effective, and efficient service, but you need funds, and the funds need sometimes not necessarily from the bank, but the person you're providing the service to as well. So if I use Mansard figure, if you want to pay me 60,000 to be looking after a pregnant woman in VI from booking to delivery, and I'm paying almost 25 million in rent, how's that going to work? So thank you very much.
We have some responses from.
Let me just say that we bankers are interested in growing your business as much as you are. The truth is that we do not make money unless we give out loan. So it is an interest to give out loan. I think 2012 or so, we started something we PharmAcess, MCF fund lending. And I share with you some of the strengths we got here. These were just small loans given to, we call them entry loans, given to first-time borrower, the healthcare providers at the minimum, the kind of people the bank ordinarily wouldn't touch. And we've done that in the first 3 years, 0 NPL. It was given clean. And some of the things we found out, like Dr. Sel said, those loans were not necessary to acquire asset. It was basically to upgrade. Sometimes to just repaint the environment, keep the rest, a bit neat so that they can attract more people. And one of the things we noticed was some of the things we were looking at were the things that we are not looking at. For example, things like the number of patients that walk into your hospital on a daily basis. We've lacked all of those things. But looking at that, one of the things that made that very successful, because they mandatory matched that funding with a process improvement program, maybe self-care. So we found out that helped the risk that sector. We've run that program for more than 4 years now. We've only had one single NPL, and that NPL was only for 3 months. So you can learn successful to healthcare. And it be tested in a small scale. That's what I'm saying. The challenge we have sometimes we'll meet is how can we scale this up? Where can we get more people? That is actually the challenge. The challenge is how can we get more people? And I want to say something specifically. You see, we must differentiate between personal loans and business loan. When I lend you as a bank, as a person, personal loan is called consumption loan, consumer loan. You know the meaning of consumer. I lend you to consume because I look at your future cash flow. Whether you consume it now or you put it. But when I give you a business loan, I give you that money for that money to reproduce itself and pay me back from interest. And it's important with differentiate both. Coming to long-term funding, we don't control the price for loan. At the current interest rate in this country, any loan that's more than 5 years will kill you. Don't touch it.
Free advice.
I'm telling you, it will kill you. Don't touch it. So it's important. So when you're talking about long-term funding, the summary of all of these things when it comes to lending, to SMEs, let me use the word SMEs so that we wouldn't be. Two major things. One is affordability. The other one is accessibility. One, how can we make loan more affordable? Because if it's not affordable, not all kinds of businesses can afford it. So that itself is a filter. If it's not accessible, either because you don't have the right practice, you don't have the right collateral, that itself is a filter. But like I said, all of these things, I said something can be helped if you find a way of growing scale. One of the things I think is very lacking is we need to come together. Hospital talk about working loan, a very key. And the vendors here, I don't know how, because I see healthcare, I can share with you, look at schools. Schools is basically not about big healthcare. A lot of things you do have a bit of asset, even those, generally. Working with vendors, vendors needs to be more I'll give you a quick example.
Don't give us another example.
Let me just stop there. But
Yes.
like I said, scalability is important with the model because the models have been tested. We've done it for more than 4 years and it has worked.
Okay.
We can learn to hospitals almost clean, but if the fundamentals are right.
Okay, greenfield is highly risky because the concept has not been tried by you. If it's greenfield, it's highly risky, and I don't know of banks in Nigeria who are really interested in that. If you want greenfield, most times you get a private equity firm that can trust, that can believe in your vision, that can go through the whole gamut of that business, say, okay, I think we can take a gamble on you. The fund I have belongs to the depositor, and I'm going to give account. Sometimes at the end of every month, I need to give account. If the guy calls, if there's a cash call on me, I need to give account. Secondly, the commissioner talked about long-term fund. You can't get long-term fund in isolation of your deposit. Every bank, we do matching. We look at your asset and your liability. If your liability is domiciled as short-term funds, you can't give long-term. As a nation, we are just building our long-term funds through the pension fund. And it's going to mature before we can actually begin to do that. Recently, CBN was giving out funds, despite the fact that they brought down the cost. They also said the maximum they can give is 7 years. I was wondering, I thought the pocket of CBN is deep enough to give 20-year loan to these SMEs. I said, okay, the same thing bothering me as a bank. It's also bothering government and CBN. Yeah. The guy here has a question that he wants to fund his vision. That's the doctor. Okay, it's the same dilemma I face every time I'm in a panel. There's a particular interview we did for people who were supposed to be given fund by the government. They started their business in a little way and they made an headway, but they wanted to take it a notch higher. But without evaluating the kind of funding they needed, they came in, made very good presentation, but when you look at the fundamentals, you realize that that business at that point, what you require is equity and not debt capital. If the blood in your business is not sufficient to pay the interest cost, you see, everybody has vision, and you might factor in so many things. At the end of the day, all these things you put in might not match what you projected. Before I can conclude on your case, are you getting me? I will need to analyze your business. But I'm saying if the vision part supersedes or overshadows the fundamentals of the business, I don't think a prudent bank will want to throw that line, because the fund I have is depositors' fund. Thank you.
Dr. Adeyemi runs a hospital in Alimosho local government. True or false?
Correct.
Correct. Do you believe that there is a future? You are a private sector investor in healthcare. With this forum, with all the things that the panelists and the questions that have been raised, do you think that there's a future for your investment in this sector and that we're on the right path to strategies that will grow the system? Yes. Do you?
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do. Thank you very much. Dr. Ajayi, please wrap up this session. Do you think that there's a future? Is this the path that we need to go? Are the banks thinking along the right lines? Is it an insurance company? Are we at the stage where everyone is willing and able to put what needs to be put on the table in terms of resources, in terms of capacity, in terms of even structure? Are we there yet? What are those things that we're missing?
I think we're almost there. We are getting there. But what was very interesting was when he said that CBN only gave 7 years and there must be something. I said, yes. In my mind, it's Nigerian bankers. That's actually what the thing is, because Nigerian bankers are not thinking long term. There's no way you can invest in healthcare without looking at a 10, 15, 20-year horizon. There's no way you can do some of these things without looking to the future. If you look at India, the way that India was able to revolutionize its healthcare system was by giving loans, I think 2% or less, and giving a lot of tax breaks, incentives. And the thing is, we have to think differently. So while you are, I would agree that everyone here on the table is coming to the table. A lot more has to be done. And that's where I think PharmAcess has a very strong role to play in terms of making some of these things actually happen. It's very easy for us to come here, we sit here, we talk, we get up, we go away. Next year, we come back again and we talk about the same things all over again and nothing moves forward. So what is important is actually that something gets done. And we need to look at all of the issues, whether it's pushing the government to say, look, CBN, 7 years, 9 years is not enough. Push it, push the envelope. Whether we have to push the government for tax breaks, whether we have to push for other concessions, other incentives, insist on the banks having a mandatory 2% that they have to use, or even 1%, or whatever it is of revenue that they have to give. And very importantly for the insurance, is I think there needs to be some degree of flexibility. There are miles apart between 60,000 and 1 billion naira. And if you're looking at your 50,000 naira guy, I bet you he's not in Via, maybe he's in Bariga or something. He's not, so you have to look at it and say, what can we do? How can we actually get together, not stand poles apart, and actually work out a solution that can move us all forward? So I think it's very important.
Thank you very much. I think we all deserve to give ourselves a round of applause. Thank you, panelists. Thank you for a very stimulating session. Thank you for the audience. Let's quit this session and go on to the next session. Very, very, very.